Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi. Good morning. Today I would like to address this short message to our Prime Minister, Datuk Zain Anwar Ibrahim. Datuk Seri, I know you have been very busy last 2 months, traveling here and there, and also embellishing your image, as a Muslim Malay leader, with your Songko and your Islam Madani. But today I'd like to remind you that please also listen to the wailing, to the pleas of your friends, supporters like Lim Kit Siang, Ambiga, and the hope of millions of your voters who wants to see real change taking place. You must not forget them. Whilst it was your Islamic Malay image that brought you up in UMNO, it is these people today, the so-called progressive, the NGOs, the non-Malays, the DAPs, the Amanas of this group, of this country, they are the people that save your political career. So I think you owe it to them to announce that the government is not just committed to reforms by talking about it, but making specific decisions. For example, the police reform. The government spent millions of dollars. Took 5 years for Datuk Zain and his committee, his commissioners, to come up with this recommendation. Recommendation was presented to the king. All you have to do is say we're going to implement it. And other NGOs, other political parties, government servants, Ambiga herself, and all the groups that wants to see change, got together in 2018, formed this institutional reform committee, to propose deep changes in our institutional setup. They wanted to see good governance. The report is already there with the government. Why don't you just announce that, yes, we're going to implement them? I know any attempt to please the so-called progressive, the DAPs, the non-Malays, there will be some backlash. But you cannot be fearful of this, because the people who will attack you anyway, and will not vote for you anyway, regardless of what you do. So your best hope of survival is actually to take care of your core supporters, the progressive Muslims, the progressive non-Malays, the moderates, these are the people that you cannot afford to ignore. And I'm not suggesting that you ignore them, you have ignored them, but I'm saying you have not been quick enough to assure them that the reforms will take place. Even Kit Siang talk about you having a very short lifespan, the government. Everybody's worried that we might get beaten in the next election, but at least we implement those reforms while we have the support. So, coming back to these changes, this reform, if you confirm, if you commit to the country and the world that we are going to implement all this reform and changes, it will give confidence to the business community, domestic as well as international. It is only confidence that will save your budget. Because no matter how creative you are, if you have little money and a lot of debts, there's not much you can do. But what you can do with little money is to give confidence that you are positive about change, you are going to implement it, the economy will be energized by your changes, the country, the situation in the country will be different from before. That's what gives confidence to the country. That's what will give more investors coming here. There's no other way. If you are fearful of change, If you are fearful of losing support from the core group, the Malays, or the Islamic group, that you will not be able to do any good for the country. You'll be just like the other leaders in the past. They are fearful of change. They talk about it, but they dare not do it. So I urge you today, be serious about this reform. Implement those things that we have done, we have studied, we have recommended. Implement them. There will be backlash, but it is for you and your leaders and the ministers to explain to the people why the reforms are necessary. Of course, they will say this is anti-Islam, anti-Malay, anti-Bumi-Putra, anti-royalty. These are narratives they will use all the time, even if you do nothing. So let's take the bull by the horn. Let's explain to the people, this is our only opportunity we have. No, you have been in the wilderness for 20 over years, 25 years perhaps. It is this core group of people who wants change, who wants reform. These are the people who save your political life. You owe it to them. Thank you.